Hi, this lesson is about objective pronouns. Me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las, part 1. Hola, esta lección es sobre pronombres objetivos. Me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las, parte 1. Hi, welcome again to Spanish for London. I am Laura and today I will teach you the objective pronouns me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las. Remember that this is part 1. Then you have the second part, which is about the objective pronouns for the indirect object. These are for the direct object. Okay, let's see. So, of course, you don't know, or you probably don't know or don't remember what is a direct and an indirect object. Actually, we have the same in English and in all the languages, because the subject, the direct and the indirect objects are parts of a sentence. So let's see what is this. I put the subject or sujeto in blue, the direct object or objeto directo in red, and the indirect object or objeto indirecto in green. Remember, this is very simple, and if you understand this, you will understand not only this lesson, but also other aspects of the language very clearly. So this is really useful for you. In the sentence, Francisco le regala flores a Carmen, meaning Francisco gives flowers to Carmen as a present, because remember, to give as a present something, we say regalar, because we have two verbs in Spanish. To give, dar, we write D-A-R. This is only to give, dar. But to give as a present is regalar. Okay, Francisco le regala flores a Carmen. The person who is performing the action, Francisco, is the subject of the sentence. So who gives the flowers? Francisco. Remember that quién means who. So this is the subject, el sujeto, the person who performs the verbal action. Now, what gives Francisco to Carmen? Flowers. This is called the direct object because it's the object of the action. And finally, to whom gives Francisco the flowers? To Carmen. This is the person for whom the action is intended, and this is called the indirect object, objeto indirecto. So if you recognize clearly these three elements in a sentence, you will be able to understand a lot of tricky words like me, te, se, lo, la, etc., which are pronouns. Okay, let's see. I wrote here the definitions for the direct and the indirect object. The direct object is the thing or the person which or who receives the verbal action. In this case, the direct object is a thing, flores, but it could be also in other sentences a person. So that's why I put here the thing or the person which or who receives the verbal action. Okay, now the indirect object, here in green, is the person for whom the action is intended. Okay, now let's move on to the second slide where I wrote this again. So it's exactly the same, the direct object and the indirect object. Okay, so let's see these two sentences and I will compare them for you. In the first one, vi a María, meaning I saw Mary. Vi a María, I saw Mary. Mary was seen by me. That's why Mary is the direct object. So what did I see or who I saw? Mary. So this is the direct object. But in the sentence, le di el libro a María, I gave the book to Mary. Now the book was given by me to a person, in this case Mary. So what did I give the book? This is the direct object. And to whom did I give the book? To Mary. This is the indirect object. And this is a very important point because as you can see here in the first sentence, I saw Mary, vi a María, A María is the direct object. But in the second one, le di el libro a María, now el libro is the direct object and a María is the indirect object. So if you are able to recognize that the same words could be something different in one sentence or the other, it will be really useful for you when trying to understand why we put me, te, lo, la, etc. in a sentence. Okay, let's continue now. Here you have your pronouns. When I say he saw me, for example, we say él me vio, so he saw me. And as you can see, in Spanish we put the me in front of the verb, not as in English. In English we put the verb and then me. In Spanish we put the me here and then the verb. So he saw me, él me vio, to me. I put to me into brackets for a clarification. So él me vio, he saw me. Él te vio, he saw you. Él lo vio, he saw him, or he saw you formal. Él la vio, he saw her, or he saw you formal. Él nos vio, to us, a nosotros o nosotras, so he saw us. Él os vio, he saw you both or you all. And finally, él los vio o él las vio, he saw them or he saw you, plural formal. Okay, so the pronouns for the direct object are me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las, and these words are in the title of this video. Now, take a look at this. When I'm talking about el café, for example, the coffee, which is a masculine word, and you ask me, for example, Laura, how do you drink the coffee? And I say, I drink or I take it with sugar. Remember that tomar is to take and beber is to drink. But usually in Spanish we use tomar as a synonym for to drink. But literally tomar is to take. So lo tomo con azúcar. I drink it with sugar. Okay, the it here is lo because el café is masculine. But if I'm talking about la paella and you ask me when do you eat paella, I say I eat it when I go to Spain. La como cuando voy a España. In this case, it is la because paella is feminine. So I take it, lo tomo, I eat it, la como. It could be lo or la depending if you have masculine or feminine. And in the plural, talking about ice creams, los helados, how do you prefer ice creams? Okay, los prefiero de fresa, so I prefer strawberry ice creams. I prefer them. Los prefiero de fresas because it's masculine. But if I'm talking about cakes, las tartas, and you asking me which kind of cakes do you prefer? Okay, I definitely prefer chocolate cakes. Las prefiero de chocolate, so I prefer them when they are made with chocolate. Okay, so them could be los or las. Bien, so as usual, as always, you have to remember if the word referred in your phrase is masculine, feminine, singular, or plural. You know this. Okay, so now more examples. I'm talking about the book. Do you see the book? ¿Ves el libro? Yes, I see it on the table. Yo lo veo sobre la mesa. Now los libros. Do you see the books? Yes, I see them on the table. Los veo sobre la mesa. Remember that you can drop the yo, it's not mandatory. So most of the time we don't say yo los veo sobre la mesa, but only los veo sobre la mesa. It's more natural. Now la carpeta, the folder. Do you see the folder? Yes, I see it on the table. La veo sobre la mesa, o yo la veo sobre la mesa. But the folders, I see them on the table. Yo las veo sobre la mesa. Okay, now, tip. When writing or talking, check if you consider the agreement amongst words. Remember, always, and not only talking about this lesson, in general, always check that everything is in the correct gender, masculine or feminine, and in the correct grammatical number, singular or plural. Check everything. Okay, now, let's see this. You know this because this is explained in another video, in another lesson, and the name of this lesson is how to use preposition a, which is a. So if you don't remember this, please go to the video how to use the preposition a and check this information. In that video I explained that when the direct object is a person or sometimes an animal, it's mandatory in Spanish to put an a. This is called the personal a. So when I say, for example, I see her or his father in the park, I say yo veo a su padre en el parque, and I have to put a because su padre is a person. And same happens here. I see her or his little sister en el parque, in the park. Yo veo a su hermanita en el parque. Again, is a person. But when the direct object is not a person, I do not put the a. I see the tree in the park. Yo veo el árbol en el parque. Or I see the plant in the park. Yo veo la planta en el parque. Okay, let's continue. So remember the personal a when the direct object is a person or an animal. And if you don't remember this, go to the lesson how to use the preposition a. And the last thing for you in this lesson, when I say I eat the tortilla fried, remember that the tortilla is a Spanish dish. I eat the tortilla fried could be translated as yo como la tortilla frita. Yo como la tortilla frita. But I can also say la tortilla la como frita. So I can change the order. But what happens when I change the order? If instead of saying yo como la tortilla frita, I say la tortilla la como frita, I am putting the direct object at the beginning of my sentence. And in this case, it's mandatory in Spanish to put the pronoun. In this case, is a pronoun. So you cannot say la tortilla como frita. This will be a mistake. You have to say la tortilla la como frita. The same here. I ate the fish with chips. I can say yo como el pescado con patatas fritas, or with another order, el pescado lo como con patatas fritas. But if I put the direct object at the beginning, I have to put the pronoun immediately after. I eat the ice creams with cream. Los helados los como con crema. I eat the strawberries at breakfast. Las fresas las como en el desayuno. Applicate the direct object when it is at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? This is mandatory. If you don't do this, it will be a mistake. And that's the end of the lesson. Of course, as I always say, when I say that's the end of the lesson in a video, I'm saying the end of the theoretical explanation. Then you have the whole lesson. You have your activities, you have everything to continue working with this until you know how to use it properly, because now you have only the explanation. So go to the rest of the lesson and finish with this, and then go to the part 2 of objective pronouns. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye. Adiós, nos vemos la próxima clase.